What's up guys, Nick Rapazzi here. Welcome to the Paradise C6 YouTube channel. So as you guys know, we did get the Corvette finished and everything has been running great with it. But with being a brand new turbo setup and the way everything is, it is got a few problems. Nothing major, everything's been running perfectly fine, but the temperatures on this thing are running way hotter than I want it to. So some of the coolant temps, when I'm beating on it, I'm seeing roughly like 230, and if I'm beating on the car again, it's seeing like 255 on the oil temps, which it's still safe, but it's a lot higher than I want it to be, and that is just me doing like quick highway pulls. It's not even straight track, like beating on it throughout the entire track and doing all that kind of stuff. It's just doing like 15 16 highway pulls, and the thing just starts running hot as hell, and then I have to drive it at like 70 miles an hour, let the thing cool down. And when I'm just driving it normal, it's still a little bit high. It's usually running around like 225 on the coolant and about 225 228 on the oil, which again, still safe, but a little higher than I want it to be. So we did go and source a oil cooler kit. So I went with a Earl's bolt-on, just goes right where the turbo feed is. And what's cool about this too is it has a block off for two different oil ports. So we have the oil port right here. This is the 10A line kit with the fittings, and then back here is the oil cooler itself. I did go ahead and spray paint the front of it black, just because let me just show you. I've been trying to find a good spot to put it, and we already have the intercooler stacked in front of the radiator and the AC condenser, and it's getting super hot, and I still need to build that shroud to keep the air flowing through all of that. And I was thinking about putting the oil cooler right down in here, but there's just not really enough room, and it's not going to get any airflow. So my best idea is remove this front fog light and put the oil cooler right here, so it's going to get direct air from the front of the car, and I don't think it's going to look that bad with the oil cooler actually be painted black and filling in this hole. So we're gonna pull this out, jack up the car, get everything set up. I'm gonna show you how to make the 10A fittings lines. We also have this is a breather tank. It's not a catch can. Catch can works where it cycles the oil through and recirculates the air back into the motor. And we're just open to atmosphere, and with us being open to atmosphere, it's getting a bunch of oil right here from the breather on the valley cover and the breather right here on the valve cover right here. So we're going to figure out where we're going to put the breather tank. And also there's one more thing, it's probably in the car somewhere, but I did get a turbo guard for the turbo itself too, so we'll put that on, button up all this stuff, and then we'll see where the oil temperatures are. I'll take you guys out on a drive and see if they're still getting hot with the oil cooler installed as well. So what's cool about this too, it's going to add another quart of oil capacity to it, so we're going to have a little bit more oil in the system too to keep everything running smooth. So let me get set up, get the car on jack stands, and figure out how we're going to attack this thing. All right guys, so we have the cooler mounted up where I want it to be. I ended up making, let me show you, ended up making a bracket that comes down from the frame right there, and then I used the bracket that came with it to come across and tie it into the top. So it's pretty sturdy the way it sits right there. I might actually make another brace that comes to this corner just to make sure that this thing doesn't move, but I like the position of it. I like how it's right in front of the hole and ready to go, and it gives me plenty of room to get my AN fittings on right here. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take that turbo feed block off right there, and we're gonna mount up the Earl's one and see how everything's gonna be routed. I might actually have to go get a NPT fitting to give the angle that I need, but we're going to take that off, put the Earl's fitting on, and see where we're at with that. So let me get to that. It's kind of hard to film under here, but I'm gonna put this on a time lapse down here and see what you guys can see, and see if it makes it into the video or not. All right, guys, so the GoPro battery died. I'm not exactly sure what finished recording, but so far we have both lines made up. I'm finishing up the last fitting on this line right here that's coming off. Have a 90 here, 45 up here, and same thing, it's a 90 and 45. The only thing that sucks is that the 10 AN fittings on this are 27 mil wrench, and I don't have that. And I'm using a crescent wrench that doesn't fit into the area where the actual fitting is off the block. So I'm gonna figure something out. I think I have a 26 and I'll grind it out to be a 27 just so it'll fit and work for this, because I've literally never used that 26 ever. So might end up doing that, but I'm gonna get this last fitting put up, and then we're gonna finish it off today. It took a little bit longer than I wanted to, and I want to get to the gym before like 6:30. So we'll get this done, put some oil in it, and call it a day for that. And I'll throw probably the air filter on, and then we'll do the catch can another day. So let me get this fitting on. I'll show you exactly how everything's set up and how I tighten the actual AN fittings too. So let me get to it. All right, guys, so we have everything finished up. Getting ready to button up and put the piece that goes here for like the air duct for the brakes. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly what we got going on here. So we have the oil cooler mounted right here. We got the both lines running, have them going right through the radiator support and over and under the steering rack, just to keep it out of the way of any moving parts. The only thing that's kind of close is the sway bar here, but that's not a big deal. That doesn't really move too much. And then we'll get back here, and I still have to put the oil line on for the turbo feed, but I ended up having to take off the first fitting right here. I don't know if you guys can see that because it all blends in because it's black. But this fitting right here, I took this off so I could reach in the back and get it with a crescent wrench. I tightened that back one down in the position I wanted it, and then put this one back on. So all I have to do is put back on the turbo feed, and then everything else is done. I already threw another quart of oil in it. This is a 0.8, so the quart's a little bit more, but we did leak some out from taking off the feed, the old feed line stuff. So hopefully that compensates for what comes out. We'll check it while it's running just to make sure that it's at the proper level while it's running, because we are going to be flowing oil through the cooler now. So that's a big reason why you want to check while it's running, because obviously it's got a quart and a half more than what it's supposed to stock. So it is going to be overfull on the thing when you're on the dipstick when you're testing it cold. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get this turbo feed on, and then when I fire it up and check for any leaks, I'll check in with you guys then. All right, guys, everything's all said and done. There is no more leaks. We're gonna get this up to temperature, make sure that everything is copacetic and we're not getting the hot oil temps that we were getting before. Just wanted to show you the front grille. So this is the grille. You can barely even tell it's there unless you're actually looking for it. It does suck that I had to get rid of the fog lights, but we want function over what it looks like anyway, because I definitely want to take this to the track in the next month or so. And then I want to show you the turbo guard. I did take the breather lines and I just put these down towards the ground in front of the radiator. It doesn't really blow too much oil, so I'm not really worried about it. I just don't want it blowing straight into the turbo, because that's what I was noticing beforehand, that when at full throttle and you were getting that mist, it was misting right inside the turbo. So that was the biggest thing I wanted to mitigate. But we will get that catch can, or I mean breather tank on. Yeah, I might actually get another one because I don't like the way that one actually fits. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it get up to temperature, make sure everything's all right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I think this cost me right around 200 bucks, and the cheapest bolt-on kit I could find was like 1,000. So it's a massive savings for what it is, and we're gonna test out and see if this smaller oil cooler does its job. If not, we'll upgrade to a bigger one or possibly a second one. So yeah, hope you guys are having a good week, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.